Hey everybody, welcome back to Crypto. Today I'm Charles.
And I'm Justin. That was a hell of an entrance, I must say.
That was fantastic. Bravo,
That's
bravo.
memorable. That's memorable.
We're standing. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah,
but that's
I don't
a
know
thing.
why.
Yeah.
I think we just went ergonomical. We're like, hey,
Well,
I'm tired of sitting down.
I like shadows
I want to dance.
and stuff like that. No, I mean, chairs just got kind of boring. I don't know, sitting down the entire time. You just kind of, you drone on, you get tired and you get sleepy and you're like,
As opposed to when you're standing up and you drone on about being tired and sleepy.
Yeah, so it's like the exact same thing, but you're standing. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like there's slightly more movement. There's more, I guess, interruptions or something like that. So it keeps it a little more fresh. I don't know. What do you think, Dave? What do you think, dude?
Hey, Dave's here. What's up, Dave?
Yeah. What do you think? Let us know in the chat. I guess we can always start out with the thing we started out with. Always.
Oh, okay.
if you
Let's
want
jump
to.
into the prices. The thing that ironically we talked about not going into. Talk about reaching for a crutch right out of the gate.
I don't know what to do with the show. So, I'm just kidding.
Okay, well, prices then. Let's start with Bitcoin. We've got on the global average a price currently sitting at $6,836.57. That is a new price. It has gone up in over just like the last 20 or 30 minutes. It's been going on a little bit of an uptick. We have the volume at the 24-hour period of $5.661 billion with a market capitalization of $115.9 billion. On the day, we are down 4.79, which is a decrease of 0.07%. And that's a high for today of $6,916.39 with a low of $6,647.95. In second place, we have Ethereum sitting at $380.78, which is a decrease of 7.09% on the day. And we have Ripple in third, sitting at just under 50 cents now, sitting at 0.499987, which is a decrease of 7.34%.
Ooh. That
Everything's
sucks.
getting so low.
Yeah.
But I like it. I love
What's
it.
up, Ralph? Welcome to the show, sir.
It just
Welcome.
all looks so much more affordable.
You know what else looks affordable? Our set. Now that we removed the rest of
The
it.
chairs and everything else, yeah.
No,
We
that's
just
all
cut
set
like
in the
half the value out of our set.
Literally half.
We invest money into it and then we're like, yeah, no, screw all
Like,
that.
that doesn't really work. So it's like, what? It's like, hey guys, standing out today.
What's up?
Yeah, you know that's
Yeah,
right,
we're going
Patrick.
ergonomic.
Whew.
Gotta
What's up, Brad?
get the exercise
Welcome
in
to the show.
while we're talking.
I feel like this still needs to be slightly closer though. Like I feel like I need to be closer to
I don't
the
know that I want to
framing
be
and the camera, not necessarily Justin.
Stranger danger.
Dude, we've been like best friends
Scoot
for like
this
as long as I
way.
can remember.
All
like
right, I
4
think I
years.
feel a little safer now. A little safer.
Are you out of the frame?
I don't. What
Asshole.
frame? What are you talking about?
You're totally out of the frame. I
Only
see
one
what you
here.
did there.
Talking about.
Okay.
No, yeah. So for big notable moves for today, we're looking at Augur in 44th position, sitting at $26.77, which is an increase of 11.63%.
I remember when they came out.
Oh, actually, I completely skipped one. Maybe it's off of like an innate bias. Tron.
Woo! What's going on
Tron's
with
there.
Tron?
It's down 75%.
Jimmy Song, this one's for you.
Just
We are
kidding.
currently pumping Tron.
Completely kidding.
I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
it is actually sitting at 0.0389, or basically 4 cents rounded up, which
my
is an
God.
increase of 28.71%.
4
on the day.
more cents and I'll be even.
Yeah, you're getting there. One of these days.
So close.
Lambo, here you come.
Here we come, Lambo. Specifically us. So we could have it
I
in the
don't
back
own
of
any
our
Tron.
show. So
Yeah,
that-
you can feel free to park
Yeah.
your Lambo back there, but I don't own any Tron, so that's all on you.
yes, Crotch
It's-
Cannon, we're standing.
we depend on you.
Yeah, I said your name out loud. I feel like the mic still needs to be slightly more this way, or the camera needs to be pushed slightly more back.
Move it instead of just
wait, the
saying
mic?
it over and over.
Okay.
Do something about it.
All right. Well, you hold down the fort.
Okay.
I'm gonna fix this mic.
I'm going to hold down the fort. I'm going to go ahead and start talking about DeVere CEO, cryptocurrency investor mindset is shifting. This is from investorideas.com. I don't even know if I'm procking the mic real bad or not. We'll find out later, I guess.
You're gonna hate this show later.
We're going to hide it. It's going to be like the drinking shows. So this
We
is...
considered that actually. We
What?
considered doing a drinking show today.
Oh, yeah, we were
I
going
promptly
to.
said
but-
no, because
yeah.
last time we did a drinking show, it cost me like $1,500
Yeah.
at the hospital.
To be fair, you
So-
said I could drink, but you would just drink coffee.
Yeah, I was like, look, we do great. We could drink. I would be drinking coffee. Exactly, literally what Justin just said, but I said it because I said it. Woo! Yeah.
So Mr. Green, who launched Devere Crypto, which is an exchange app, is basically just saying that there is a big shift happening in the market, talking about how he is seeing people kind of shifting their ideology or focus. Don't break that. From I didn't say don't try to.
I'm not trying to.
Okay, so people are shifting their focus from thinking that cryptocurrency is going to make them like super rich, super quick, over to seeing it as more of a long-term investment and just being into the idea of what cryptocurrency has to offer and what the technology is going to do in the future and all of that kind of stuff.
Much better. I feel like I'm closer to you now.
What is this?
The people.
I don't know what that means. Whoa, 1,500 crystal?
He's obviously talking about 1,500 grams of crystal meth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. That's probably a lot. Is that a lot?
I would know, actually.
Well, it seems like you do.
I don't know anything about drugs or any
uh.
of the sort. So, yes. Continue on with said article.
That was basically it. You just missed the whole thing.
What? Seriously? Okay.
That was the summary.
Well, what I think about that is I think that's awesome because what that'll do is provide more stability in the marketplace. So that if we have this feeling of, you know, cryptocurrency investments going to be long-term, right? You, me holding them for years to come, right? Then we'll get rid of a lot of the volatility that the market sees right now, you know, in cryptocurrency investments. But I mean, I'm not giving investing advice. I'm just simply stating something.
Yeah, I just think he's short-sighted.
Oh, the hospital say yes. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get for not having included healthcare with your citizenship.
Wait.
So, in the United States, we
Did we
don't
just
get
get political?
included healthcare. What?
I feel like we just got very political very quickly.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the shift in mindset, Justin? While I sip on this coffee.
So I think he's being short-sighted. I think what he's seeing is a market contraction, which is pushing out the people that aren't diehards in crypto, and they're not interested because it's just going down. They don't see the get-rich-quick thing happening right now. They're just afraid at this point, so they're staying away. The only people that are currently in it are the people that were already in it, continuing to invest in it, which is people that were more long-term diehards in it to begin with, kind of like Patrick and CrotchCan Ralph,
And Dave.
like,
Well,
Dave,
CrotchCan
anybody who continually
well, I
comes
don't
back
know
to
how
our
much he
show
owns,
is clearly a diehard in crypto because we're in like basically a crypto recession at the moment, and they still find it interesting.
They're also diehards in us, and so we just want to thank you once again for showing up to the best show on the planet. I'm not biased.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
You
so
heard
the
it
camera
here.
isn't
Not
up there.
biased.
The camera's actually down here. So cheers to y'all.
There is
Because
actually a
the
camera
chat
up
is
there.
up
It's a
there.
fake camera.
There's actually a webcam on the chat screen right there, and that's what I feel like I should be looking. When in fact I should be looking right there
This
because
is correct.
we can't afford a teleprompter, but we can afford all the furniture that we threw out of the set for this show.
Hey, to be fair, we will still use it, even if we do decide that we like this more, which I'm kind of doubting at this point, unless we do something more fun with it.
Well, unless we get a jump in viewership, which doesn't seem to be happening. So
Not looking for that direct,
the
quick
name.
feedback.
What's up, David?
The Black Manta.
I see you, bro. I see
Go
you,
on.
man. I know who you are without even knowing who the Black Manther is. Also, I just want to point out one thing.
Okay, afraid. Okay, this just got really weird.
I forgot. I don't remember what it was.
Are you sure you're not drinking?
Yeah.
Put something in that,
I'm
because I should be
100% sure.
drinking
I did
too.
not
if
be
you're drinking.
spiking. I did not spike my coffee. Well, unless you spiked my coffee, which it doesn't taste like alcohol. So
I wouldn't. No, I put tomatoes in it.
Is Thomas? I thought you guys had two cameras for a while. We do. We have the Canon Vixia sitting in a closet,
Yeah, we've actually got 4.
and then we got the Sony that we're using right now. And then we got two webcams. One's an outdated like C920, and one's an like C920 wide or something, right? Something like that.
One's C910, one's C920.
Oh, okay,
The
my
difference was the C920 had a wider angle and it shot at 1080, where the other one was 720.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
I really need to get
They're
caffeine
both
for my
pretty
computer.
decent. Yeah, you do. They're both pretty decent webcams, but yeah. We've thought about doing multiple angles, which I would like to do.
Actually, it'd work
but
out
we
great
didn't.
for this.
It
for
would
this.
have something there.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then like occasionally, but not too often, pan out to this shot right here, which is kind of awkward, as opposed to like a head-on shot per person. Why are you tangling the cord?
Because this is so loose, it's driving me insane.
Okay.
Mid-show.
That's fine, dude.
There we go.
I mean, we did this like 30 minutes before the show started.
Which is our normal thing. Like, hey,
Yeah.
things are working out. What can we possibly change right before the show starts?
So we can
a good
ruin the
idea.
show again. And
That's
it's
how we do
this. So congratulations, you've witnessed
Yeah.
the epicness of our show.
Yeah. Maybe we should just like get the other cameras set up and try it out when.
Well, I guess I could
like,
do that right now. Like,
no.
you sure?
Okay, yeah, you just go do that for the next 30 minutes
I'll
while
be
I
right
stand
back.
here and talk. 'Cause that's what everybody wants to hear. Yeah, he didn't even leave. He's just dancing right outside the frame. This is just awkward. So what's going on,
I was
guys?
totally dancing outside the frame. Oh, it was so funny.
It was the worst dance.
What's up, Serendipity?
Worst-
Welcome to the
worst
show.
dance.
Welcome to the Crypto Today show, where we talk about nothing interesting except for crypto and then answer your questions. Because I feel like there's a lot of people out there who get like 300 or 400 viewers when they're just like walking in a mall. So it's like, does it really matter if we have structure? Does it? Does it really? Give us your answers in the
Yes.
chat. That'd be awesome. It does matter.
It does matter.
Yeah.
It very much does matter.
Well, how so, Justin? How so? How so? Please enlighten me.
It matters.
All right. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. It matters. All right. So, okay, next up we have Coinbase to allow withdrawals of Bitcoin forks. Now, you probably noticed that if you keep your money on Coinbase, that's probably not the best decision, right? Because they continue to make different decisions every day that affect the future of the company, which is something very obvious anybody could ascertain by simply existing, right? Okay. But the big story here is that we had the implementation of like Bitcoin Cash and like, yeah, you can separate your Bitcoin from your Bitcoin Cash, but now we're going to add on Coinbase, we're going to add on GDEX, we're going to insider trade and make a crap ton of money, and then everybody's going to be like, what? You don't even warn us, like, what is going on here? And it's like, okay, so Coinbase is now being looked at and they're under scrutiny, and they're like, well, we can't really do much, like, yeah, otherwise we'll go to jail. Okay, so, but the thing is that people still don't have access to their like Bitcoin private, to their United Bitcoin, right?
So much value being lost there.
Oh my gosh,
So
to their
much value.
Bitcoin, everything else, like, you know, all the other forks, right?
Everything but cash.
Yeah. So basically, what Coinbase is saying is that at an unspecified future date, you'll be able to get all of those extra worthless assets at your discretion, right? Discretion is the right word. Digression is not even a word. And if it is, then I don't know it. It's not in the dictionary, and it should be, because it sounds awesome. But
Actually,
at your
I think it is
discretion,
digress.
oh my God.
Digression, to go
But-
backwards.
Yeah, but I mean, does it really have like, I guess, the prepositional phrase form of that word? Like, let's be real here. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yes,
I mean, okay. All right. No, okay. So you can get your assets out, right? Coinbase is like, yeah, you can have it. But one, we're not going to be adding the new assets to Coinbase. And two, we're not going to be adding the GDEX for trading. That is not confirmed. However, what they did mention was that they will, or are, because it's their company, allowed to add assets to GDEX, right? And not Coinbase, you know, so they don't have to
Right.
add them to both. They
Which
can
is
just add
more
it
of
to
a
one.
trade engine.
Yeah.
It's like where people go to professionally trade currencies. So that makes a little bit more sense because it's more in line with dealing with industry professionals rather than just like Ma and Pa,
Yeah.
Joe Blow buying random.
I don't know who
cryptos.
Joe is, but it sounds interesting. But yeah,
Well, I told you his last name's Blow.
well, I'll look him up. First thing I'm going to look up on Google tonight is Joe Blow, and I expect nothing terrible to come
Yeah,
up.
that's not going to go bad at all.
No, not at all. Why would it?
Show it to your wife. Let me know what she thought.
Ooh.
It's like, why are you
Ooh.
searching for this?
Well, Justin
This
told
is-
me that it
this
was a
leads
great
awkward.
idea. No, okay. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. Obviously, Coinbase is like, well, we want all our middleman cuts on every currency out there, and we don't really care about it, but we want our middleman cuts.
I think they're partially worried about getting sued because they've got a fiduciary responsibility to anybody that's utilizing their service.
Yeah.
And that could lead down a very bad path for them if people are not getting all of these forks that they should, in theory, own.
Yeah, we've talked
So-
about that for a while. You're right.
Yeah. So I think they're kind of afraid.
So Patrick B has a question. He said, would regulation in general bring structure to minimize volatility? Yeah, it would. But, I mean, how much can you really regulate it? That's the question. You know?
Yeah, I think only
you regulate
regulation
the
is only
entrance.
going to minimize volatility in that it'll push scamming out of certain areas and into others. It'll make it a little bit more safe for onboarding and off-ramping. but it'll also make it to where there's fewer people that can or maybe even will participate.
Yeah.
Just depending on how severe they go with the regulation, how scary it is. And then just in the sheer fact that you have kind of a restriction, something kind of making it more difficult, a resistance in the path to getting into crypto, that I think in and of itself will cause it to be a little bit less volatile, because then you have to want it more to get into it, so you're going to be less reactive to what happens with it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I don't think it'll have that big of an effect. As far as minimizing volatility, it could increase price because bigger players will be more comfortable in it and they just have a bigger capability of moving it. But volatility wouldn't be too different, I don't think.
Ralph, so for everybody in the chat that can't see his question on the other services, he asks, has any exchange supported BTCP, which is Bitcoin private, other than GDAX? Maybe. Obviously referring to what I said earlier about maybe them adding assets to change on there without having to add to Coinbase. I don't know. I haven't done the research to answer that question. So, have you?
I don't know of any either. I haven't gotten updated on that.
I haven't been really keeping too much track on the Bitcoin forks.
Yeah. Well, last I looked,
know when they
there
come,
weren't any. But I don't know if there's been any added over the last week or so.
Yeah.
That we're adding support for it.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry that's a crappy answer, but I mean, I haven't. It's obviously not enough to come up in the mainstream news to where I would have had seen it. It probably involves a little more looking up or something that maybe got added without being announced. Or if it has been announced, it may be announced on their website, and then I just didn't see it because I didn't go to their website. Yeah, I don't follow their Twitter.
I think private just doesn't pull a whole lot of attention in general. So unless you're just trying to get up to date on each and every hard fork that's happened, or you have some kind of monetary incentive where you're actually trading in the market, then that's probably not something that you would really find out about, just because it doesn't get talked about all that often.
Kind of makes sense though with private, because if they want to stay private, they probably want to not attract too much attention.
Number one rule of Bitcoin private is you don't talk about Bitcoin private.
You stay private. Obviously, that was a quote from Fight Club. We do not own that movie, and we do not endorse it either, although it's a really good movie. So I suggest you watch it. However, I cannot say that we are sponsored by them, because we aren't, even though we use that line.
Sponsored by a movie that came out
infringing on
10 years ago.
Copyrights. Hello, James Maffey. Welcome to the show, sir.
Welcome. What's going on?
We love having you here. Thank you so much for showing up. What's up next on the docket, Justin?
Well, next up we have Ripple back in the news.
Wait,
and
we just
most
talked
likely
about Ripple.
Everybody's seen this. We
Okay.
did. So Ripple is under a little bit of scrutiny because of something that you're either going to be on one side of or the other in most cases, but we stay pretty objective here. So here's what's going on. Ripple last year apparently offered Gemini and Coinbase both incentives, fees, whatever you want to call it, to hopefully list their XRP token.
Well.
Yeah.
Trying to buy out their competition.
Yeah. Wait, what? No.
Oh, okay. That's not what was happening?
Trying to boost their price.
I'm just kidding. No, continue.
It's like, no. So they apparently offered $1 million to Gemini.
Yeah.
And a lot more to Coinbase. They didn't say, if I remember correctly, the actual amount that they offered to Coinbase, but they did supposedly offer to basically lend them $100 million worth of XRP or the token.
Just lend them?
Sort of, basically, but it was to start letting the users have liquidity on the market so they could start trading and stuff.
Okay, so they could just go on there and dump their XRP.
Right. So it wasn't exactly just
XRP.
a straight loan. It wasn't like, hey, you're having a hard time paying your bills. Here's 100 million XRP. List us so we can jump
It's
by 2 times.
By the way, I just want to say hello to JC, and also I just want to caveat on that. Basically, stand-up comedians. That's right. We're also stand-up gentlemen. Thank you very much. So I just want to point that out. We're
At least one
literally
of us, but I'm not going to say which one.
Yeah. You're going to have to guess, but it's, come on, guys. Okay. No, I just want to point this out. If I were to go out and, create Charles coins, right? And suddenly they're worth $10 trillion, right? Which would be, one, a feat in and of itself. But two, it would also be incredulous if I were to go out and I didn't even use that word right. So ignore that word. It'd be fantastic.
I like how you tried to use it in a smart tone of voice, too.
Well, I am kind of smart
It sounds
sometimes.
sophisticated as I use the word.
You have to add in the the lean like this to really get it going, and
Pinky
then
finger.
Yep, pink. Well, no, you're holding your coffee cup like a gorilla there. I mean, what are you doing?
I'm a gorilla.
You're also drinking it like
I am from
drinking like
Texas,
this.
sir.
Yeah. No. Okay. So basically, what you got going on is you've got this money somebody created, and they're like, listen, let me help you out here with this money.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I wanted to say, really, and everything else was kind of just filler for the time allotment. That we have.
That was worth every second. Okay. Okay.
Well,
so where was I? What did you just do to this? Okay.
Oh, holy shit! Dave,
No, okay.
Super hearts for dancing.
The other thing, nice. So the other thing that they did was on Gemini, I think they offered to cover any fees associated with listing the token.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's kind of neat. Now, this isn't abnormal for any kind of asset traded in this way, like commodities and those kinds of markets. It's normal for there to be fees associated with putting them on the market, and then generally annual fees and stuff for them to maintain their position on the market. So it's not abnormal. Even in the crypto space, it's not abnormal. On a lot of the exchanges, there are fees that differ based off of kind of the notoriety of the token for them to get on there.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, I think it harpens to what we were talking about last time with like what McAfee did,
Yep.
where he's offering like a tweet for $100,000. So he's basically siphoning money out of an overfunded market, and I think that's what exchanges are doing. They're saying, well, you're getting funded for $50 million for your dog token. Might as well give us $1 million of that or $3 million of that or whatever to be here.
Okay. So that is very interesting because I recently saw an
Sounds
article
a little bit like extortion too, doesn't it?
about that. That's basically like apparently exchanges charge like holy crap load percentage more of what it costs to list on like the stock exchange as an IPO. And so exchanges are actually taking advantage of like that situation where it's like, where else are you going to send your money?
Yeah, but the exchanges are only a one-time fee. They're between like 1 and 3 million, where I saw a lot of the other markets were in some cases in the hundreds of thousands annually. So it would add up. And maybe like the listing would be cheaper.
Well,
but the maintenance.
It depends because like most ICOs only plan to stay around less than a year. Right. So it's like it actually ends up costing more.
As long as it takes them to get a Lambo.
Yeah. And then they're out. So Patrick B says next show at 11. That's right. And then Dave says,
handle that.
Laughing my off. Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Welcome back to the new Crypto Today show where we stand for one show and then we hide it because we're embarrassed. Justin's trying to sit, but really he's just getting on his knees.
I couldn't get out of the frame.
Yeah.
I'm too tall. Sorry.
Just to clarify, he is not taller than me. Just FYI.
I definitely am.
No, you're not.
Definitely am.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
So, okay, where were we? Okay, so they were offering that to Coinbase. Apparently, it's a fairly normal thing to have happen.
We almost took a drink at the exact same time. I had to stop.
I went for mine first.
So as to, well, I mean.
So, it's normal. GDAX did point out that basically, obviously they said no. Now, one thing that I'm curious about is kind of when it happened last year. Because when was it in relation to the Bitcoin Cash situation?
Yeah.
Like, did they say no because they actually are just idealistic and it wasn't right and they just didn't want to partake? Or did they say no because they were already under scrutiny? I have a theory, which is actually unrelated to both of those. It harpens more back to their, what was it, the House hearing that they had fairly recently?
Yeah.
Where the representative there, his name was Mr. Mike Lempress. So this was from March 15, 2018. We talked about it on a show then. If you want to go back and see it, and if you're curious, it was the U.S. House Financial Services hearing. Basically, he's the chief legal and risk officer for Coinbase. And what he said then was that they weren't considering any ICO tokens at the time because they were basically scared because there wasn't enough regulatory clarity to ensure that they weren't going to be securities
or breaking any laws or
right.
It's the exact same thing you said, but yeah.
Yeah, which that can be an issue because even if they were to list it, which the article pointed out, if they were to list it on their service and then later on the government decided to say, hey, this is a security,
Yeah.
they can be liable for things that had already taken place. So they're very strict on what they put out as tokens. They said that they will only do things that have already gotten kind of like a legal standing, a precedence, like the CFTC, the SEC, something like that, coming out saying, okay, this is a this, and saying it's not a security. And Ripple doesn't have that yet. That, and it's not decentralized.
Well, yeah, I mean, other than the obvious. So, Petra B says, I thought he was taking the elevator down. Well, his elevator broke. And then Nick No Good says, hello. Well, actually, he says, hey. And I am responding with, hey. And he responded
Good
with,
response.
what's up? And a thumbs up. And and a welcome back to the Crypto Today show, where we stand up and do what we want.
Mainly drink coffee.
And try to
Or
time
whatever.
our drinks at different moments so that one of us is continually talking.
I think one of us just worries about that a lot more than the other. That's disgusting. That's just gross.
That was so disgusting.
So
That was terrible. I wish I could.
Moving on.
Yeah, there's not
I
like a
could go
live
back.
edit delete button, is there? Like, can I do that? Oh, are you pretty much
Okay.
done with that one?
no, not yet. So there's one other thing that we kind of have to point out. You in a hurry? You got somewhere to be? No.
Yeah, I feel like I need to go places because I'm standing. Like I feel like I need to be walking off the set a lot more for dramatic effect.
So the other thing that I think is important to note is different people are having a different response to this, and for different understandable reasons. Like I said initially, generally in this kind of topic, you're going to fall on one side of the fence or the other.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot down the middle, unless you probably just don't own any of it and don't really care for whatever reason.
Like this guy.
Like me, yeah. But
We said the same thing. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
just objectivity through and through. But so basically, if you're in Ripple, if you have XRP, then it could definitely appear like FUD, partially and largely due to the fact that it references a person familiar with the matter, which means basically we have no way to cite the source, we can't tell you who it is, and there's no way for us to prove that this ever actually took place.
Well, I mean, besides that, this is also the Crypto Today show where we talk about crypto news and articles and stuff that's fun, Nick. So that's to answer your question, sir. And also, we don't have a place to sit, so we try to make it quick.
Okay, so the other thing, however, that kind of points to the contrary as far as what I was just talking about with it having not necessarily a good source, there's a specific quote that I pulled from the article that I thought was interesting. And basically it says, presented with a description of Ripple's proposals to the exchanges, company spokeswoman Emily Creamer said some of the information was inaccurate, but declined to specify which details she was disputing. And then, end quote, she says, regardless, Ripple has always been transparent about our focus on building and growing a strong XRP ecosystem. She said, we want XRP to be the most liquid digital asset possible to enable faster, cheaper global payments. Which
Them and everybody else.
very much sounds to me like, yes, we definitely did that. We're unabashedly proud of it because the ends justify the means.
Yeah. So there's a lot of dictators throughout history that also believed in the ends justifying the means, and that didn't work out too well for them, for the exception of like a couple people. Golturek, welcome back, sir. I've been in crypto for years, but I just don't like XRP.
There you go.
We don't own any XRP actually, so we're not shilling it.
There's
We're
a
just
lot of
telling you
things
what's
I don't
going on.
own.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also don't own a Lambo, unlike many. Apparently, the majority of the crypto, community owns a Lambo, or at least
The
they
majority
seek
is a
to.
very big word.
Yeah, I mean, majority is a lot. You're right. I mean, there's probably not enough Lambos out there for everybody to own one. So who's really going to get a Lambo and who's not?
I do remember an
that's the real
article
issue here.
that I glanced at a few days ago that was talking about the increase of Lambos in the California area specifically.
For rent?
No, it was for purchase,
Whoa,
I think.
really?
But it was basically like the guy said that the sales for Lambos, or the contracts on them, or deals, I can't remember the exact words he used, but he basically said that they went up by like multiple times whenever
Really?
the boom was happening in crypto. So I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well,
Apparently they're-
congratulations to the
Lambos
people
are
who
going
bought
through the roof.
Lambos and can no longer afford the insurance.
Maybe, yeah. Like the guy that can't pay his $50,000 in taxes.
Yeah, what about that guy? Sucks to be him. Whew, glad it's not me.
bring him up again. No, for some reason that came back around. There's like an article talking about him again. I don't know why, but it delved into a little more information. Apparently, he bought like 8 coins, I think, for like $7,000. They went up to like 120,000 total. He's sold it out. And then he, I guess, decided to try and take that money and try to grow it by putting it into altcoins, which immediately tanked. Which I don't know what coins he bought, but yeah, whatever they were, apparently they tanked. So now he's got a $50,000 tax bill for last year in capital gains tax, but he doesn't have crypto money left to pay for it because he wasn't. Apparently he didn't realize he had to pay taxes.
He also didn't realize that altcoins are very, 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 did I say very enough? Risky risk.
They're just risky risks. Okay.
Almost can't say investment. Can't really say investment.
Anything could be an investment.
Yeah.
Most things are terrible investments.
Most end up being liabilities.
Anything can be used as an investment. Most things are terrible at it. But yeah, no, so that's basically
I invested in Red Bull. Not the company, not the stock, but actual Red Bulls.
A bull that just happened to be painted red.
He happens to be red.
Did you ever look into P3D?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you ever look into P3D? I did not, no. And he hid from the camera and then mouthed to me that he did not either.
Okay, Galtor,
he's ashamed.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, dude.
I'm still terrified that it's going to be something pedophilic.
Okay, well...
Because ped is what that looks like to me, and that's just like, I don't know.
Okay, first of all...
Is he just very determined, or is that a real thing?
Like, I'm having trouble getting my own life together, okay? Like, so... It's kind of hard to, look that. Can you just send me the link, dude? Like, just PM us the link, and then I can just look at it. Like, the link that you want us to look at so I can talk about it, p3dcoin.com. But I feel like when you spell out dot and don't put a dot, then that's...
It might get filtered.
Yeah. Oh, okay. It's just...
I don't know.
It's real, just very new. Are you a supporter of said project? Do you have a high involvement? Can you speak to it? If so, I think it'd be kind of cool to do a spotlight on something like that. Now, we wouldn't be pumping it according to Jimmy Song, 21% of crypto news is like pumping of an ICO and stuff like that. That's not what we would be doing. It wouldn't let me post links in chat, but can you PM, private message it to us? Maybe. I don't know if YouTube lets you do that. I'm not 100% sure. Because I'm not super involved.
Add somebody to do that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. You can find us on Twitter.
Yeah, it's actually right there. Yeah, just PM us on Twitter or something, dude. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, sorry for not looking into it, bro. I completely forgot, not gonna lie. I think I put it on to-do list and then I just kind of skipped over it. Which kind of negates the point of a to-do list.
A to-don't list.
But
my to-do list is often a to-don't list.
In other, it's the things you really don't want to do, but you should do, but you don't want to do it.
You end up not.
Nat says, what's your thoughts on Tron? Well, it's on the up and up, sir. It's up to 4 cents, and I only need to get to 8 cents before I can break even. What's your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? I don't. I mean, my thoughts haven't really changed on it. I think that it got really high on a pump, similar to what Ripple did last year, in just a really bad timing because it did it right before the dip into our current recession, our kind of drawn out dip of bad news and events causing the sell-off and everything. So it kind of got hit even harder than most would, and it got kind of hit by a barrage of kind of like the anti-viral Twitter posters.
Yes.
It's kind of like, this is a scam. Everything is a scam. Like those people kind of started attacking it. They jumped off of Ripple's case for a little while and started focusing on Tron because Tron was getting big.
Yeah.
So that didn't help it either. And so it's got a lot of...
it's got a huge face behind it, right? A huge name.
Yeah, Justin Sun, right?
Yep. From protege of Mr. Alibaba.
Yeah. So
well, that's not actually his name. It's the
Mr. Alibaba.
Yeah. Actually, that would be kind of dope if that was his name and then he named that company that. But I should stop before I lose. I should stop while I'm ahead. Right? That's the term.
Well, that was like an hour ago.
Continue, Justin. Ooh.
So
well, look at the time. I should probably stop embarrassing myself.
No, I think that it could still go back up. I don't know whether you're invested in it or not, so I don't know if you're down on it, and I don't generally I don't recommend anybody to invest in anything. We don't give that kind of advice.
Just do your own research.
Yeah.
You know?
But I do.
Take
It
what
would
we
take
say
a
with a
lot
grain of
for
salt.
it to go, I think, back up to what it was.
Yeah.
Because I think it got there kind of too soon. It didn't deserve it yet. It was just kind of on a pump, and I think it could still get back there. But I think the market's going to have to recover a lot for it to get there. So it's going to be a little while.
So there's a couple things I want to point out in chat.
Okay.
One, we see a person named Kibo. Then
What's
we see CN
Kibo?
and Aaron and
How's
Mark.
it going?
Welcome to the show. I see that you're all pumping up P3D. However,
Okay.
I cannot speak to it.
All right.
Gentlemen and ladies.
Maybe that means it's real.
Yeah.
Maybe it's at least real and it's not like Petcoin. Maybe I'm terrified for no reason.
Yeah, maybe.
But that, to me, does seem like bad branding. I'm just going to point that out, guys, from the beginning without even knowing what it is. That seems like bad branding.
Justin, we just got viewers. Like, don't scare them away yet. Bro.
I'm just trying to give input. Take it for what it's worth. My input may not be of any value to you,
Oh, man.
but P3D is like, it's scary to me. It's
So
like,
we're not desperate, but please
pedophile.
stay. Anyway, that says I got out of Tron. It hurt too much. Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that
Painful to
hurt me recently.
it takes big moves.
None of them being crypto, but I'm just kidding.
This just got super
Whoa,
depressing.
Whoa,
just gonna
what
go
is he
again.
talking about? Yeah, you just wanted to walk out of frame again because that's the cool thing to do now that we have this new setup. So now suddenly I'm hosting the show by myself while he's grinning towards me with his coffee cup in
At
his
least
mouth.
I wasn't dancing.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't dancing either, and you would never know. So just subbed and like, thank you so much, CN.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. Appreciate all of the support. So, did you talk about XRP ICO?
Yeah. So actually, the title of this is
XRP
XRP
was in this a
ICO. What? Wait. What? That's how I wrote it. Just because I was like, what
Every
is
syllable.
this? Right. Well, I wanted to take a drink of water, but then, okay, so then the rest of my article says, yeah, so that's a thing. You can host ICOs on Ripple's XRP ledger. That's pretty much it.
The end. I just think it's funny that they made it into our show so much today. Usually it's pretty diverse, largely probably more Bitcoin than anything else. Bitcoin Cash, that kind of paradigm.
Yeah.
And then a few like altcoins thrown in there. And this time XRP was just like, boom, we're taking this. We got this, guys. Hold my beer. Let me show you what we can do over here.
Yeah, guys, hold my beer. I'm going in. No, okay, so Kivo says P3D is a game. When you know how to play it, you will win. And then Mark says, well, I only invested 8 Ethereum and made like 40 Ethereum profit in just over a week and made like 2 Ethereum in divs just today from all the panic sells. I love it. And
Okay, are we
then-
talking about just